Welcome back, fellow animators. In this lesson, we'll master the art of character rigging. And furthermore, I'm gonna show you how I prepare my illustrations for After Effects. So, without further ado, let's first jump into Illustrator. Splitting up layers is really easy. You just need a printer, some scissors, and a good old-fashioned computer. In this section, we'll just split up all the objects of our character in a logical order. But before we do any of that, we'll just replace the hands with our little hand rig here. Make sure to copy these cover-up shapes to the hand rig. Done. Okay, time to split everything up in separate layers. So, start off naming this layer Reference Character, as it will act as a reference once we start rigging. Now, duplicate this layer, then lock and hide the old one, as we don't want it to be visible at this moment. Then, delete both the back leg and back arm, as we only need to rig one of each limb, as we'll copy-paste them back together in After Effects. Now, start giving each part of the leg its own layer by simply duplicating and renaming the layers. Make sure they are ordered so the objects furthest in the back are on the layers in the bottom, and vice versa. Then go layer by layer and delete everything except the object that correlates with the layer name itself. Make sure the eye is turned off on the other layers, cause otherwise you will delete the objects in these layers as well. Now turn the eye back on all the layers and you can see that we successfully split the leg up in separate layers. In case you're wondering why I named the leg itself reference leg, well, it's because we'll eventually replace this shape with a bendy limb inside After Effects. So it's more or less a temporary shape, hence the name. Anywho, just make a new copy of the reference character layer every time you want to start splitting up a new body part. And I just realized that I sound just like a serial killer, so please don't edit anything here out of context and send it to your local authorities, because that will 100% get me into trouble. Okay, back to business. Let's repeat the same steps on the rest of the body whilst enjoying a long, jazzy speed mode session. Done. Last thing we'll do is to turn on the eye again on our reference character layer before saving the file and jumping over to After Effects. First thing we'll do is to make sure our workspace is set to default. Then go to this project panel and double click on it. Locate your Illustrator file, set the import as to composition, hit open and voila! Now create a new folder called 00_AI and drag your files inside of it. Yep, this is our backup, just in case something happens. Now make a copy of this comp like this. Boom. This is the composition we'll work in, so open it up by double-clicking on it. Then go to Composition, choose Composition Settings, rename it Character Rig and set the background color to something a bit brighter. When you're done, hit OK. Now, select all layers except the character reference layer by holding down Shift and clicking on them. Then right-click on the layers, go to Create and hit Create Shapes from Vector Layer. Drag the new layers to the top. Delete the old ones and boom! We now got editable shape layers. The first part we'll rig is the leg, so select all the leg layers. Then give them a different color by clicking on this little color box here. The layer color is more to distinguish them from other layers, so it can really be anything, but I'll make them orange. Now check this little solo box here and voila! Now we only see the layers we want to work with. The first thing we'll do in terms of rigging is to set the anchor point. And in case you don't know what the anchor point is, then read the little description on my right. So select the anchor point tool here or just click Y on your keyboard, then start dragging the point from the center of the canvas to a logical point of the shape itself. On most minor shapes and details, it's somewhere around the center. And on main body parts, such as feet, hands, arms or legs, it's where they connect with the rest of the body. By the way, I don't want to teach bad manners, but I'd say that it doesn't always have to be center, but if you want to make it center, then simply hold down Ctrl on PC or Command on Mac whilst dragging the point over the shape and it will snap to the center like so. Now it's time for another thing that we'll do very often, and that is to parent layers to other layers. And what is parenting? Well, it's taking care of a shout. No, I'm just kidding. It just means that the layer will stick to the layer that you parent it to. So, in case of our shoe here, we basically want all the details to stick to the shoe itself. So, simply select the layers you want to parent, then drag this little twirl here to the shoe layer and release. As you can see, these layers are now connected to the shoe layer. Time to fix the leg itself, so go to Window and choose Character Tool. Then connect the panel to the panels on the right and move it up to around here. Drag it out a bit. Perfect. Now, To create a leg, simply write the name of it here and hit Create. Drag all the layers down to the shoe layers. Then match these start and end handles with the reference leg. With the end layer selected, go to the Effect Control panel and set the direction to -100, so the leg bends in the right way. Now select the limb layer and match the color to the original leg like so. Set the outline color to black, adjust the thickness a bit, then set the outline thickness so it matches with the rest of the character. Now adjust the trim levels until it fits the reference leg. Now it's time to fix the sock, so make a copy of the leg by selecting the limb layer, which we already got selected, then go to the character tool and hit this little button here. Now name it right sock and boom. Drag the layers below the leg layers. Unsolo the leg layers, then match the color, trim and thickness of the sock until it matches the original. Now, make the leg layers visible again, then drag both the leg and sock layers down behind the shoe. And delete the old leg and sock. Move this little layer to here and readjust the sock thickness a bit. To adjust the path of a shape layer, simply select the layer, go to Content, Group, Path, and tap on Path. Then click drag over a point, and there, we can start adjusting the path to our liking. Done. As you can see, the edge of the leg here is rounder than our original leg. And to fix this, we need to shave a bit off with a mask. So go to Layer, New, and hit Solid. Set the color to white. Name it Mask. And hit OK. Now hit T on your keyboard and it will bring up the opacity controls for the solid you just created. Then set the opacity to around 40%. select the pen tool and start drawing a shape around the bottom part of the leg. Like so. Adjust it a bit. Now, drag the opacity back up to 100%. Then select the limb layer and set the track matte to alpha inverted matte. Boom. Now, it's important that the mask layer is just above the limb layer, or else this won't work. Keep on adjusting the path of the mask until it looks good. Now, deselect all layers by clicking somewhere here. Then select the pen tool and start drawing a new shape layer like this. Place the layer just above the leg layers. Hit enter on your keyboard and rename the layer bottom outline right leg. Make the layer orange. Turn off the fill like so and set the stroke thickness to around 1 point. Then keep on adjusting the path until it fits. On second thought, let's make it 0.6 points thick. Drag this little back shoe layer to the bottom, then uncheck the solo button on all the handles so we can see how the leg looks without all the visual noise. And yes, that looks perfect. Now, connect these two end layers with the shoe. And there, the leg now bends and stretches like a leg should. Let's rename the shoe layer right shoe and connect the last of the layers to it. Perfect. Let's now remove the word outline from all the leg layers. And make the shadow and reference layer gray, as they won't be useful to us at this stage. Let's also make all the layers except the shoe itself orange to unify them as a group of layers. Now, make sure that all the layers got the word right in their names, so we don't mix them up with the left leg, which we'll create shortly. Let's also drag that little bottom outline to the top like so. Okay, so to copy this whole leg setup, we first need to copy each bendy limb separately, starting with the sock. So select the limb layer. Then go to Character Tool, hit this little button here, name it Left Sock and hit OK. Now, repeat the same steps for the right leg. Now we just need to select all the remaining leg and shoe layers and copy-paste them. Then drag all these layers to the top where the new limb layers are and start switching out the word right to left, as this is our left leg. Let's also make sure we only got the left leg layers soloed by unchecking the solo box on all the right leg layers. Then start arranging the layers so they have the same order as on the right leg. Make sure that all the new layers are parented to the new shoe. Turn on the reference layer. Give the left leg layers a distinct color. Let me just correct this layer name. Now, select the left shoe and left start layers. Then, move them into place by shift-clicking the right arrow key. Okay, so we are almost there, but first we just need to turn off that reference layer again. Then, turn back on all the leg layers, both left and right. Boom! Our legs are now rigged and ready. Well, almost. It seems that I forgot to fix the anchor point on these bottom shapes here, so let's just do that before we move along to the arms. First thing we'll do is to solo the arm layers and give them a distinct layer color. Now, let's start rigging the hand, so unsolo the arm layers, then start fixing the anchor point on all the parts of the hand. Then, parent all the parts to the hand, make the hand layer red, and rename the layers so they contain the word right, as this obviously is the character's right hand. Now, turn on this little bottom arm part here and fix the anchor point. Rename it and parent it to the hand. Then turn the arm reference layer back on again. Now it's time to create the arm itself, and this works exactly like it did on the legs. So let's just hit that speed mode. Done. Let's now rearrange the order of the fingers like this. Then give the finger the same color as the rest of the hand and give it an outline by copying this stroke, selecting the group and pasting it back. Now make the new stroke black and a bit thicker like so. Then copy these two strokes to the other fingers. Just remember to delete the old stroke before you paste in the new ones. Let's also make this thumb a bit thicker than the rest of the fingers. Done. Here you can see how easy it is to adjust these fingers. Now, create a new null and name it Position Right Arm. Place it at the shoulder. Then parent both the start and hand layer to it. This way we can move the whole arm around with one simple layer. Okay, now it's time to fix the left arm. And this works exactly like it did when fixing the left leg. So yes, let's just kick that speed mode into gear once again. Now, draw a shape layer from here to here. Yep, the inside of the left hand is facing the camera. Copy the color of the hand and set the stroke to round cap and round join. Then adjust the shape until it looks good. Now, parent it to the hand and start matching both the hand and the cover shape so it aligns with the new shape. Let's reshuffle the fingers again. There, our left arm is now done. Let's move these two layers to the top and make the right arm and reference character visible again. Then move the left arm into position and place it furthest in the back by dragging the layers to the bottom like so. Done. Let's kick this off by showing only the head shapes minus the face. Then, remove the word outlines from the head layer, make it red, and place the anchor point where it connects with the neck. Then, adjust the anchor point of the neck and parent the head to the neck like so. Let's now fix the name and anchor point on all the top hair layers. Parent them to the head. Fix the neck cover layer and parent it to the neck. Then fix the sideburn and hair cover layers and parent them to the head. Let's now fix the ear layers. Parent the inside ear layer to the ear and the ear layer itself to the head. Last thing we'll do on the head is to fix the back hair layer. And parent it to the head. Time to fix the face. And no, We won't use some third-party face plugins because it's better to get a good understanding of the basics of facial animation before you start jumping into these type of plugins. So let's start off fixing the left eye by giving the left eye layers a unique color and fixing their names. Then highlight only the left eye and snap the anchor point to the center of the shape by holding down Ctrl on PC or Command on Mac. Rename the layer Left Eye Fill. Copy it. Place the copy on top of the left pupil layer. Then rename it Left Eye Outline. Now go back to the left eye fill and remove the stroke by ticking off this little eye here. Then tick off the fill on the left eye outline, like so. And snap the anchor point to the center of the pupil like this. Now turn on all the eye layers plus the head. Duplicate the left eye fill layer. Place it on top of the pupil layer. Name it left eyelid. Turn off the other eye layers. Copy the fill color from the head. Turn off the head layer. Then make a copy of the left eyelid, name it left eyelid mask and set the fill to white. Now set the track matte of the left eyelid to alpha inverted matte. And why all this mess, you might wonder? Well, if you now go back to the left eyelid mask, we can control the eyelids via the path like this. We of course also need an outline here, so copy the left eye outline layer, move it below the original layer and rename it left eyelid outline. And here's what this will look like now. Let's now parent all the eye layers to the left eye fill and make the left eye fill layer itself red. Let's also turn on the left eyebrow layer and fix the anchor point like this. And same goes for the nose. Now, turn on the right eye layer, then copy-paste all the left eye layers on top of it, like so, and move them to the front like this. Then, delete the old right eye layers and start renaming the new ones to right instead of left. let's actually keep this original right eyebrow, as it has a better placement in regards to the rest of the face. So delete the copy of this left eyebrow, then remove the word outlines from the right eyebrow layer. Now, turn on the mouth layer and set the anchor point to its center. Make both the mouth and nose layers pink. Then turn on all the head layers. Now, select the mouth layer and go to Layer, New and hit Null Object. Place the null in the center of the face. Name it Face Null. And parent it to the head. Then, parent the eyes, nose, eyebrows and mouth to the face null. And boom! We now got full control over the position of our face via the face null, which in turn sticks to the head itself. Now it's time to finalize the rig, and here is where all the magic happens. But first, let's unsolo all the layers by selecting them and hitting the solo button 2 times like this. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is to fix the body layers. And as there are some body layers at the top and others in the middle, we want to make it less messy by only showing the layers we are gonna work with. Now, how do we do this? Easy. Just untick this little shy guy here on all the layers. Now, retick the box on all the body layers. Then hit this button here and boom. Now we only see the layers we want to work with. Now, fix the name on all the layers. Solo all the body layers so we get a better overview. Then fix the anchor point on all these layers. Parent the inside hoodie to the hoodie itself to the body, and make the body layer red. Then set the anchor point to around here. Set the anchor point of the arm cover to here. Now it's time to replace these strings with simple shape layer strokes, so they'll be easier and more flexible to animate. So, deselect all the layers, choose the pen tool, draw a line like this, then go to Content, Shape and delete the fill. Set the stroke to round cap and round join and make it 6 points thick. Now copy the stroke, then tap here and paste it back behind the old one. Make this stroke white and a bit thinner, and boom, we got an outline.
Something extra, something special. I do so much for you guys.
If your path lacks bezier handles, then simply select this tool and drag them out like so. If you want to draw the bezier handles right from the start, then just click and drag when setting a new point. Let's now make it a bit shorter, so select Shape 1 and add a trim path from this drop-down menu here. Then adjust the slider so it matches the original string. Now copy-paste the whole shape itself behind the old one, remove the trim path and make it a bit thinner. Done. Let's now give it a new name and fix the anchor point. Then align the position with the reference strings, duplicate it and match the new instance to the reference as well. Done. We can now go ahead and delete that reference layer. Then parent everything in the following order. Let's now unsolo and unhide everything so we can get a full overview of our character. Then parent both arms and the neck to the body layer. As you can see, everything from the waist up is now connected to the body. Now, parent all the leg and sock start layers with the pants. Here's what it should look like when you move the pants around. Now it's time for the most secret of secret layers, namely the waist layer. So go to Layer, New and select Null Object. Rename it Waist. Move it to, yup, you guessed it, the waist of the character. Parent both the pants and the body to it. Done. Now, you might not fully grasp the importance of this layer right now, but once we start animating, you will wanna send me flowers. Last, but certainly not least, we'll create a position null for the whole character. Place it around here. And connect both the waist layer and shoes to it.